You're riding to the rescue.
No, he's being
Reminds me of an
rude.
old John Wayne movie. You know that?
This opening already sets the tone, but what most people miss is this is not a movie scene. This is real courtroom tension. And in real court, every word can change someone's freedom in seconds.
Okay, let's call in Ms. O'Donnell on those. Johnny Luke Thornsberry, 25W 839-358. Your name, sir?
Johnny Luke Thornsberry.
All right.
Violations, Thornsberry pleading guilty to all of them. We talked about his grandchild.
This is an amended order of show cause, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is that what you want to do, Mr. Thornsberry? I'm just asking you, is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
So you have an amended order of amended show cause here that alleges that you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs testing positive for a cocaine metabolite on February 23 of 26. That's count one. You have count two. Failure to submit the testing is ordered on March the 13th of 26. Count three. You failed to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs testing positive for cocaine on a chemical test of March 19th. Count four. You failed to submit the weekly testing as ordered on March the 25th. And count six, that you failed to pay your fines and costs as ordered, balance owing as of the date of the show cause of $880. Do you understand those are the charges?
Yes.
You understand you plead guilty to those charges, that your probation could be revoked, and you could be incarcerated for the maximum provided by law, which in your case is up to 90 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign, read, and understand an advice of rights form?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we're not going to have a hearing. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to ask you to look at me and tell me as to count one. How do you wish to plead to the charge that you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs testing positive for a cocaine metabolite on February 23 of 26?
Guilty.
Did you test positive for a cocaine metabolite on that day? Had you consumed cocaine within the 7 days preceding that?
Yeah.
Count two, that you failed to refrain or failed to submit the weekly testing as ordered. And March the 13th. How do you plead to that?
Guilty.
Notice how quickly the judge frames the case. Multiple violations, drug tests, unpaid fines. Legally speaking, this is what courts call a pattern of noncompliance, and it usually puts probation at serious risk.
Okay. I act like you're kind of acting like I'm keeping you awake here.
No, I'm just.
I'm asking you, how do you plead to the charge you failed to submit the testing as ordered on March the 13th?
Guilty.
Did you fail to submit the testing that day?
Yes, sir.
For the charge, you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs testing positive for cocaine on March the 19th of 26. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you test positive for cocaine on March the 19th, and had you consumed cocaine within the 7 days before that?
Yes, sir.
Count four, that you failed to submit the weekly testing
Yes, sir.
as ordered on March the 25th. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you fail to submit the testing as ordered on March the 25th of 26?
Yes, sir.
And count six, finally, that you failed to pay your fines and costs as ordered. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you fail to pay your fines and costs as ordered?
Yes, sir.
Does he still have a balance of 880, Heather?
Yes, Judge.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
Nothing.
Pleas are accepted, counts 1 through 6. Your name?
Hold on.
Ooh, this isn't good.
Judge, if I could.
Yeah,
I know it doesn't look great, and we just got sentenced. Johnny has been very honest with me about his use, his issue of not having money to test. He's in a much better situation than he was when he was sentenced. He does have good employment now. He was getting paid. I believe his first paycheck is tomorrow or sometime this week. He is back enrolled in treatment. He's doing well at Team Wellness. He sees both a therapist and a psychiatrist. If everything goes as planned, if everything for testing goes well with the treatment center, he will be on Suboxone later this week. I think that's a good option for him. I think that's something that'll help him moving forward. Again, he's very honest about his use and need for help and things like that. And again, I think his employment was something that was struggling with it. So when he did have money, he always showed up for testing and everything like that. It wasn't always negative, but he did show up. Again, I think getting on Suboxone and getting back enrolled, he'll be an IOP soon as well. I think that'll help him out a little bit.
Here's the first legal turning point, pleading guilty to probation violations. That means he's not fighting the facts anymore. In legal terms, this usually gives the judge more flexibility, but also more control over sentencing.
You're riding to the rescue.
No, he's being.
Reminds me of an old John Wayne movie. You know that? I mean,
I think he would have been a good.
I get it.
Candidate.
Hey, listen, you've been straight with me the whole time. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. This can't go on anymore. You're gonna kill yourself. I'm gonna adjourn your sentencing now. I expect you to show for testing, and I expect you to be negative for testing. Now, let's get this straight. When did he last test?
The last test I have for him is going to be that March 19th.
If I send you for a test today, are you going to pass though?
I'm not sure. It's been 4 or 5 days.
So you consumed still 4 days ago?
Yeah.
So she's just singing your praises here and you're still using.
I'm struggling.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so what do you think we can do to help him get through this?
Again, I think if he stays clean by Thursday, he'll get on Suboxone. I think
Yep.
that'll help a lot with his
All right.
meetings and things like
All
that.
right, let's do this. I'm simply going to, I'll accept all those pleas, as I said. I'm going to. Excuse me. Give me a sentencing date, Heather. In about 3 weeks, please. And let's see how he's making out then. Somewhere around April the 21st.
We could do the 22nd, Judge. Does that work?
At 8:30, okay? You got to make a better effort. I'll adjourn your sentencing. Suboxone is great for you, but you're still going to have to do this on your own. You follow me?
I didn't hear what you said.
I said, I'm glad you're going on Suboxone. But you still got to make up your mind you're not going to use. You understand?
Yes.
That's what we'll do. Thank you.
This is where things escalate. Show cause hearings are serious. They're basically the court asking, why should you not go to jail? And every failed drug test adds weight against the defendant.
Brandon Christopher Misselif, 24F242829. All right, Mr. Westmoreland, good morning. Your name?
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Corey Westmoreland, appearing on behalf of Mr. McAuliffe.
McAuliffe, your name?
Brandon Christopher McAuliffe.
Officer, your name?
Sergeant Jeremy Mullins, Flat Rock Police Department, Your Honor.
All right, good afternoon, Sergeant. So I had him, I took his plea on September the 25th of 25 to a probation violation. I'm gonna need somebody for Emily on this one, somebody for Emily. And he was found guilty or pled guilty to failure to submit the monthly testing as ordered on August 12th, again on September 16th, failed to clear his warrants by July 26th. And we did with regard to the outpatient treatment. I'll find that out in momentarily. I set it for sentencing. Show up on October 1. So that's where we are. What does he want to do here? So I'm going to sentence him on the charge. And I don't know what else there is to do. Apparently he didn't want to come to court, I guess. So that's what, that never bodes well for you. So you could get, I just want you to be aware, Mr. McCall, 90 days on these. Do you understand that?
I do, sir.
Where was he?
Your Honor, he indicated to me that he thought probation was closed out and finished. He's lives in Flat Rock. He is gainfully employed at Richmond Recycling. He was in a bad car accident last November, and that's kind of all.
He thought probation was closed out.
No, to be honest with you, sir.
Well, yeah,
at that point,
I don't want people. Come on. What do you mean?
I'm
You
not.
thought probation was closed out?
that's not what I said. That's not what I
Okay, well,
said.
tell me what the explanation is as to why you weren't here for sentencing back on October 1.
There is no excuse for not being there, obviously. But at that point, I was in a bad situation. I couldn't afford, I got in the accident. I lost my job. I was in the process of losing my home, and I
I
was
thought your
in a
lawyer
really
just
bad.
told me the accident didn't happen until November.
Correct.
Well, this had
Or
nothing
no,
to do with you not being here October 1st then. The accident had nothing to do with that. The accident hadn't happened for at least another month.
right. This was, I know, I'm sorry, we're leading up to that, but there are just a number of events before that, like I said, I lost my job. I was almost lost my place, and I didn't have the money. I didn't have the means of transportation. I didn't have any of that. So I was trying this whole time from this point till that passed. I have been trying my hardest to get my whole everything back together. I got 2 full-time jobs. I got my place paid off. I'm up. All my back due rent is paid. I'm doing everything and anything I possibly can. Like within this week, I'm trying to go get enrolled in those inpatient programs because I know I still need to complete that, or the outpatient program for you. So this is not for lack of trying or not wanting to try, but like I said, at this point, moving forward, I'm doing the best that I.
Important legal moment here. By pleading guilty, he waives the right to a full evidentiary hearing. That means no trial, no defense arguments, just sentencing discretion from the judge.
Possibly can with my situation. I have put myself in a better mind space, in a better place. I was more worried about what everybody else had going on besides myself. I was putting everybody else first and not even thinking about myself in, in the end, in what it was going to cause to, what was going to happen to me. So, like I said, now I feel like I have set myself up successfully to be
Slow
able
down,
to go
slow
forward
down
and
one second.
continue and finish this probation.
Slow down one second.
Yeah.
Sergeant, where was he? Where was he pulled over last night or picked up, or when was he picked up? Was it this morning or last night?
It was last night. Brownstown Police Department stopped him for a traffic offense. We picked him up on his warrant, Your Honor.
I love how you're sounding like you've seen the light. You've seen the light now, and you weren't coming in here. You got arrested and picked up because of a traffic violation, and you know, and I know that's the only reason you're here.
I swear,
I
Your
know you
Honor.
were. When
If
were you
my
going to come
mother
in
and my
today?
father were here, where they would vouch for me as well. I swear on my life, Your Honor.
You were coming in today or tomorrow?
No.
I've heard that story multiple times too.
No, within the next, I did not want to come in front of you until I had everything lined out to where it looked to you like I am actually putting in forth an effort. That's God's honest truth. I did not want to come in there.
Slow down. Can I see the screenings? Your name, please.
It's my classification.
Can I see the? I'm hoping this is going to tell me you don't have any prior convictions. But it's not going to tell me that, is it?
No, sir.
Why did I know it wasn't going to tell me that?
And again, also last night, I was on my way home from work. I was a quarter mile away from my parents' house. That's exactly where I was going when I got pulled over.
You haven't shown up on this case on multiple occasions. What do you think? Anything?
Your Honor, I'm looking at this as an old case that Mr. Sino had supervised.
Yeah, it was an offense date of October of 24.
Yeah, and it looks like that she tried to communicate with him in September of 25, then issued the show cause arraignment. Looks like she gave him an effort to show sobriety, sending him to a one-time test. I don't have any proof of treatment, economic crime program. Obviously being called in a warrant, I'm not sure if he has those warrants out of 36 and 19 still today. The only thing that I would have to go back in my office to verify, Your Honor, is he was scheduled for the corporate program after this show cause arraignment. I am making the assumption he did not go, but again, I'd have to go look at those sign-in sheets. He was scheduled for October 11, 25, and November 8.
Heather,
And I did those.
Mr. McCall, how much does he owe right now? Anything?
There is a balance of $804.
20?
8:04.
8:04, I'm sorry.
And that's what I wanted. I was gonna bring that in with me within the next week as well, correct? I have that, I can have that money, not even a week from now.
Your record's bad, you've ignored courts, you've done nothing. I sentenced you on June the 26th. Mr. Westmoreland, anything else?
Yes, Your Honor, it sounds like he's got his life on track. Like he indicated, he is working 2 full-time jobs. He's remained out of trouble. Um, but
This is the emotional pivot. The judge is almost joking, but legally, this is still extremely serious. Judges sometimes use humor to lower tension, but the outcome is still hanging by a thread.
he does have quite a bit of things that he does need to do, and I would just ask for the opportunity to allow him to continue probation and get everything behind him.
Do anything, right?
Not that I can see, Your Honor. Again, I would like to check on those work days if there's gonna be credit. But there is no proof of any progress on the file when it comes to treatment, economic crime program, his testing, so forth and so on.
I did the court work programs. I did do the court work programs.
Can you check that?
I can check that, Your Honor. I'll be right back.
Yep, and as far as anything else going forward, treatment, I am literally currently in the process of getting all of that going. I just started my new job and they're trying to work with my schedule as far as all of this, but that's the other thing. In the past, I was trying to do it and nobody was working with me. You know, I tell them I need a day off for court or anything, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're missing too much work. We can't keep you here."
I'm not one of those that enjoys absconders.
I know
Think
that
that this
too.
is
I know that, sir.
extremely disrespectful that you didn't come in here and it took an arrest or a traffic stop by Brownstown to get you over here. You were supposed to be, sir, you keep interrupting me.
I'm sorry.
You were supposed to be here 6 months ago. I'm not buying this that you were going to surrender the court. I'm not buying this that you were going to get into treatment. You had since June 26th of last year. We're into April starting tomorrow. That's 9 months. You've got a bad record. You don't take care of business. You didn't show up on this case in the beginning. How many court work program days did you do?
I did. I had 3 of them and I did 2 and I showed up for the 3rd one, but I was 5 minutes late, so they wouldn't let me complete it. I have no problem finishing the rest of this, all of these recommendations going forward. I have no problem doing that. And again, I feel like now I'm way better set up to be able to do this now than I was in the past. And again, in the past, I'm not making an excuse for running and not doing anything, but that's just the way it was.
He says he did 2 court work programs.
He did 2, Your Honor. That is correct. 2 out of the 3.
Probation's revoked. You're to pay costs of $800 and serve 90 days, credit 3. I'll give you credit for last night, credit for those 2 for 87 days. If you pay costs of $800, I'll suspend 62 of the 87 and you'll only have to serve 25. That's more than fair. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. I wish you well. If you can pay the 800, you'll be out in 25 days. If not, you're going to serve 87. Any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Good luck to you. Thank you. Thanks, Sergeant. Thank you, Mr. Westmoreland. Guy Neely.
And here's the final legal strategy. Instead of immediate full punishment, the judge delays sentencing to observe behavior. This is called a compliance window. Basically, prove change or face the original consequences.